This is what burnout looks like. She's busy this is what burnout looks like in a woman who looks fine on the outside, but she's dying on the inside. She's busy, she's capable, she's holding it all together until she can't. Drop a yes in the chat if you know exactly what I mean. I'll wait. So I see you. I see every single one of you, and I read the comments, and I want you to know something. What you're feeling right now has a name, and it's not weakness, it's not failure, and it's not just the season you're in. I hear that from so many people. Oh, it's just the season of life, or oh, it's just because I'm this age, or oh, it's just because I have this many kids, or I don't have, whatever. But it's burnout, and it's hiding behind your productivity. And today we're going to talk about it. So, have you ever felt completely alone in a room full of people who love you? Like you're standing right there at the dinner table, at the school pickup, or maybe even your own birthday party, and you're smiling, but inside you're completely, utterly empty. Drop our number in the chat, like 1 to 10, of how often that happens to you. 1 being never, and 10 being yesterday. So, here's what burnout actually looks like in a woman who appears who has it all together. She wakes up tired already before the day even starts, and she can't remember the last time she woke up rested. She reaches for coffee before she reaches for anything else, and then another coffee, and then a cookie by 10 a.m. because her body is desperately looking for energy. And we all know that sugar can get that quick fix, but then there's a crash. But we look for that energy anywhere we can find it. And then something sweet again at 2 p.m. because she crashed again. Then there's more coffee, and she wonders why she can't sleep at night. Have you ever done that? Have you ever eaten your way through the day just trying to stay functional? That's not a willpower problem. That's a burnout problem. And your body is screaming at you. You're just too busy to hear it. So let me tell you what else burnout looks like. Because we've been told that burnout means you can't get out of bed, and that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the burnout that looks like success from the outside. Like, have you ever snapped at your kid over something small, like accidentally dumped the cereal on the floor, fell on the floor, and but you can't remember what it was. You just know that you got mad at your kid, and then you sat in your car afterward and cried or just felt bad about it. Have you ever been in a conversation with your husband and realized you're not really listening and you haven't heard a single word he's saying because your brain is already 3 meetings ahead? Or have you ever said yes to something when every cell in your body says no, and then you resented every second of it? You wanted to say no, but you said yes because you felt like you had to. So, what about this? Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the woman looking back at you? Not because she looks bad, but because she looks so tired. And you remember when she didn't look so tired and she was rested. So, have you ever Googled, why am I so tired all the time at 2 a.m. while you're supposed to be sleeping? That's burnout. And that's the most dangerous thing about it. It looks like success from the outside, but it's quietly dismantling you on the inside. Now, I want to talk about something. The like nobody in the wellness space is talking about this right now, but the sugar, the coffee, the sweets, the things you reach for every single afternoon just to make it to 5 p.m. So here's what's actually happening in your body when you are in burnout mode. So your cortisol, Cortisol is your stress hormone. It's elevated all day long. And elevated cortisol does three things: it crashes your blood sugar, it disrupts your sleep, and it makes you crave more sugar and more caffeine like your life depends on it because your body thinks it does. And your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. And it's looking for fast fuel. Like sugar is fast fuel, coffee is fast fuel. And every time you give it what it's asking for, you get a short spike, quick spike, and then a harder crash. And the crash feels like depression. It feels like fog. And it feels like, I can't do this anymore. And then you reach for another coffee and the cycle repeats. Have you ever noticed that the more sugar and coffee you have, the more exhausted you actually feel by the end of the day? That's not a coincidence. That's your body breaking down, and it's telling you, what I need is not more caffeine. What I need is an anchor. I want to tell you something that changed for me. There was a season in my life where I had just had the twins that brought my kid count up to 5. I was building a business and I was everybody's everything. And I was giving my all every single day to my babies, and then what was left over, giving it to my family. I was performing my life instead of living it. You know, they would just say, fake it till you make it. So I did. And I was present for everyone and completely absent from myself. And one day I realized I had been treating my body like a machine that just needed more fuel to keep running. More coffee. I don't drink coffee, other people do, but for me, it's sugar, more pushing through. And what my body actually needed was not more input. It needed to stop. It needed structure. It needed 5 things. And when I gave it those 5 things, the fog lifted and the crashes stopped. The snapping stopped. The pure exhaustion. I literally thought I was going to die of exhaustion from feeding the babies and managing my home and family and my business on the side. And it's that empty feeling in a room full of people that I was feeling. It stopped. Okay, so here's the 5 things that helped. The wellness anchor. There's 5 pillars here. And when all 5 are in place, your body stops fighting you and starts working for you. Number 1, eat. Eat real food. So we have this saying at home, eat foods that rot. The foods that rot, that's the real food. If it doesn't rot, that's not real food. It's processed or packaged. So you eat real food at real times, and you don't eat at your desk and not standing over the sink and not a cookie because you skipped breakfast. And you drink water the first thing in the morning before coffee. Your body woke up dehydrated. You've spent several hours without food and water, and you want to start it with water before you give it caffeine. This one change alone is going to change your afternoon several hours later. Number 2 is move. Move before the day owns you. 10 minutes, that's all. Walk around your building, walk around your house, walk up and down the driveway just a couple times. Pretend you're going to the mailbox a couple times if anybody's watching you. Stretch in your kitchen, jump on a trampoline. Movement tells your nervous system, we are safe. We are not in danger. You can come out of fight or flight now. And when your nervous system settles, the cravings settle too. Have you ever noticed? Okay, number 3 is sleep. So have you ever noticed that the nights you sleep the worst are the nights you had the most sugar and coffee? That's not a coincidence. Cortisol disrupts sleep, and poor sleep spikes the cortisol. It's a cycle. And the way you break it is not with melatonin, it's with an evening anchor, a shutdown ritual that tells your nervous system the day is done. You can rest now. And if you have babies, I can help you with the babies. There's a there's a trick that works for all babies. There's lots of books written about it, and I've read all of them. Anyway, you can DM me that if you have a question about your babies. But we'll just talk about adults now. Adults need the same thing. They need a shutdown ritual. Okay, number 4, think. You want to feed your mind something that belongs to you, not the news, not social media, something that reminds you, I am more than my to-do list. I am becoming someone. And these are the things that I want to do to grow my brain, to grow my intellect. I am becoming someone. Who do I want to be? Like, I want to be someone who speaks a certain language. Okay, and number 5 is connect. Real connection, not performing, not being available for everybody, but real presence with someone who fills you back up. Your husband, your best friend, or your kids when you are actually there. So those are the 5 pillars: eat, move, sleep, think, connect. That's your wellness anchor. And when all 5 are in place, you don't need the sugar. You don't need the 4th coffee because you're already full. Does that make sense? So here's what I want you to understand about the burnout that you're carrying right now. It does not get better on its own. It gets louder. The snapping gets worse. The fog gets thicker. And the loneliness in the middle of a crowd gets heavier. Right now, I read an article in Forbes talking about how women are done with the hustle culture. Women in the workplace are quietly leaving. They've been so fixated on this work-life balance and realizing that it just doesn't exist. And they're done. They're done. They're getting burned out. And one day, so this is the part that nobody talks about. Your body sends you a big bill. It might not look like a health scare. It might look like a health scare, or it might look like a marriage in crisis. It might look like your kids saying, "Mom, you're never really here." That's the burnout bill. That's the cost of not anchoring. I have a friend who was going so full speed, so fast for everyone, everywhere. She was involved in her kids' school. She was involved in church. She was involved in the community. She was running every day. She was always there for her husband. And one day at a school event, she fainted in front of everybody. She was helping run the event. Somebody called 911, and when she awoke, she was on a stretcher. The EMTs attending to her. That's the burnout bill. And that's the cost of not anchoring. So you didn't build this life to pay that price, and you don't have to. I don't want you to. And I wrote a book. It's called Anchored. And this is the system that I use to go from that depleted, performing for everybody else, empty woman to the woman that I am right now. 5 anchors: morning, evening, weekly, wellness, accountability, and the spiritual anchor that holds them all together. $5. The link is in the chat, and click it and get the book and start tonight. Now, if you are watching this and you already know that you need more than a book, and you need someone who shows up with you, for you every single day, who holds you to the 5 pillars and won't let you disappear into everybody else's needs again, that is the Anchored system. 6 months, 12 women, me, daily. Type anchor in the chat right now, and I will reach out to you personally, because that's what I do. I show up daily, every day, and I want you to show up too. And I hold you accountable. There are so many programs out there. You buy the course, you listen to the book or listen to the podcast, and they just drop you at the door, and they expect you to just do it on your own, or maybe you think you can do it on your own, but that works for a couple days. But after 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, you've already gone off the bandwagon. What you really need is accountability. So here's one question before I go, and I want you to answer it honestly in the chat or the comments when this is posted. When is the last time you did something just for you? Not for your kids, not for your husband, not for your business. And I'm not even going to let you say, oh, when I exercise, I do it for me. If you truly enjoy exercise while you're exercising, then I could let you say that. But when is the last time you did something just for you that brought you joy? Okay, think about that. Just for you. Tell me below. I read every single one. All right. I am Jennifer Erickson, and this is for the mom doing it all at home, at work, and everywhere in between. What you need is an anchor. Get the book. The link is in the chat, and I will see you next time.